Calls are mounting for urgent legislative reform to Guyana's Credit Union Act, citing its outdated framework as a barrier to financial growth and inclusivity. The calls were renewed at the opening ceremony of the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union and the Caribbean Development Education Program Seminar on Intelligent and Inclusive Finance. Trevor Ben, chairman of the Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union, told attendees that they have been trying to get the attention of policymakers about the updated act for some time.
Our Act 8801 says that, for example, if we are to hold our annual general meeting, two things must happen. We must have our audit completed, which we have no problem with and which we try to do as much as possible, although for us to do it, it has to be done through a government ministry. They decide on who is the auditor, and this most times leave us without audits for months at a time, sometimes years.
Senior Counsel Stephen Fraser echoed these concerns during the seminar, pointing out that none of the facilities, none of the advantages that we enjoy today were available to the people in 1948.
That they had no conception as to where we would be today. Those of you who were born in 2000, you too had no conception where we would be today. And with the greatest of respect, High Commissioner, when you were born, I need say no more. But legislative upgrade by itself doesn't exist in a vacuum. For you to be able to take advantage of modernized cooperative legislation, you have to come up to par.
Melvin Edwards, a respected advocate for global development of credit unions, reinforced this message in his address.
We do agree that the legislative framework is critical. A 1948 piece of legislation, with all due respects to its crafters, cannot be relevant in the year 2025 and moving forward. We have done legislation across this region, harmonized legislation, national legislation for credit unions. And basically, we are in the middle of another cycle. We just had Anguilla passed it, Grenada is about to pass shortly, and basically, what the movement should do, if I may advise, rather than wait on the commissioner or the government to hand you a piece of legislation, a proactive board will hire the necessary expertise to craft the legislation which is enabling for the movement and take it to the government for its consideration. That is where the lobby and the advocacy has worked across the rest of this region.
Delivering the keynote address, Jean Komanu, United Nations Resident Coordinator to Guyana, emphasized that without a modern legislative framework, the credit union movement in Guyana will not be able to grow.
The United Nations would welcome further discussions on how to strengthen financial cooperatives in the country and to address some of the pertinent issues that were highlighted by some of the previous speakers, especially on the legislative reform. Because without a strong legislative framework, you will not be able to grow the movement as well as you should, and to protect the benefits and the gains that it brings for its members.
The seminar concludes tomorrow, and a number of areas to build the capacity of the credit union movement will be discussed.